Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For Duggar family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Now that Jana Duggar is a married lady, it seems like all that speculation about when she's finally going to tie the knot has now been replaced with a new type of speculation. After new photos surfaced of one of Jana's most recent travel adventures, 19 kids and counting fans are wondering more than ever if she's expecting. But why Jana recently visited Duggar in California? In a post that Jana Duggar recently shared on Instagram, she gave fans an update on what happened when sisters Jana and Jessa, along with brother John David and his wife, Abby, came to visit her on the West Coast, presumably to spend time with the family and visit Duggar's new son, baby Finn. But instead of focusing on the good times that the family seemed to be having together, instead, Duggar's followers who saw the post were focused on something else entirely. Fans speculated Jana might be expecting in the comments. So many of the comments were all about trying to figure out if Jana is pregnant, and many fans seem totally convinced that she's expecting and just hasn't shared the news publicly yet. Anyone else zooming in to peep and see if Jana is preggo, one person wrote. Another commenter said very definitively Jana is preggers, while another asked, is Jana pregnant yet? Pregnancy rumors have been circulating quite a bit recently. Back in March, Jana first sparked pregnancy rumors when fans were convinced that she looked more swollen in photos she shared of the DIY project she was working on, along with the fact that, in the same post, she included a clip where she appeared to be holding her stomach. Jana has shared that she does want kids of her own. Though some fans believed that Jana wouldn't want to have children after she spent so much of life helping raise her younger siblings already, she corrected that misconception in an Instagram comment she shared in April. "We would love to have children of our own and are praying that God sends us some soon," she wrote, in response to a fan who asked if she and husband Stephen Wisman were planning to start a family soon. But is she expecting right now? We'll just have to wait and see if Jana decides to share an update herself. For years, Jana Duggar had lived in the quiet shadows of her famous family, carrying the burden of expectations without a word of complaint. While her siblings married young and built their own families, Jana stayed back, watching, helping, waiting. Then came Caleb. He was different from the men her parents approved of, kind, thoughtful, but with a quiet rebellion in his spirit. They married in a private ceremony, away from the cameras, the public, and even some of the stricter Duggar rules. For a moment, it felt like freedom. But freedom, she would learn, doesn't come just from love, it comes from truth. Months into the marriage, cracks began to show. Caleb wanted to move to California, start fresh, but Jana found herself torn, caught between the life she'd known and the one she longed for. When disagreements turned into silence and silence into resentment, Jana realized that staying would mean losing herself again. One chilly November morning, with trembling hands and a steady heart, she signed the divorce papers. It was over. The media pounced. Headlines shouted. Her family remained mostly silent. But for the first time, Jana didn't flinch now. She lives in a small cottage outside Nashville, tending a garden, writing a memoir, and learning the taste of independence. She wears jeans. She sings in coffee shops. She smiles more. Jana Duggar brings new baby home to Arkansas to meet the whole Duggar family. Are Jana Duggar and Jeremy Vulo teasing a move back to Arkansas? According to a recent Instagram story, they might be considering it. The couple and their 3 kids are visiting Michelle and Jim Bob at the big house so their new son, Finn, can meet the rest of the Duggar family. While their Jana and Jeremy had to fill up their car with gas and were stunned by how inexpensive it was compared to Southern California, where they live now. When Jeremy told Jana to look at the price, she remarked, "What in the world? Should we move back?" Despite her musings, it seems unlikely Jana and Jeremy will move back to Arkansas anytime soon. In August 2024, they purchased their home in Santa Clarita, California for just under $2 million. If Jinger's Instagram posts are any indication, they've been loving the house and their neighborhood. This is baby Finn's first time meeting most of the Duggars, although he has met a few members of the giant family. Michelle was present at his birth, and Jessa, Jana, and John David recently visited California with their families. Most of the 19 Duggar siblings still live in Arkansas, near the big house in Tontatown. Jill, Jinger, and Jana have ventured further away from home, so it's a big deal when they visit the family. Although Jinger has spoken out about the challenges of growing up as a Duggar primarily through her memoirs, becoming free in deed and people pleaser, she's still close with her mom and many of her siblings. Although Jinger loves her family, it appears she and Jeremy are content living in California. But who knows? Maybe they'll end up back in Arkansas someday. Jinger Duggar remembers crying when a close friend started wearing pants. "I was brokenhearted." Before Jinger Duggar began wearing pants herself, she had a hard time seeing her friends make the switch. The Counting on Alum, 31, and her husband, Jeremy Volo, were joined by her sister Jana Duggar on the Wednesday, April 16 episode of the Jinger and Jeremy podcast to discuss the Duggar family's headline-making modesty practices. Jinger and her siblings were raised in an ultra-conservative Christian household and followed strict rules, one of which included women and girls wearing skirts and dressing modestly. Vulo, 37, pointed out that while the family's beliefs seemed like another world to those on the outside, many people in the Duggars community followed similar guidelines. "For you to do anything other than that was like a bombshell," he said. Jinger agreed that it was so normal for her and her sisters, and even their mom, Michelle Duggar, to dress modestly. You kind of start to not think twice about it until you are surrounded with other people who are conducting their lives differently. And then that's something where you start to think more about, "Oh, why do I do what I do?" she added. Every time a Duggar child broke their family rules, Jinger wearing pants and beyond. Jana, 27, noted that there were also people in their lives that branched out from the modest uniform earlier on. "To me, it was a big deal when somebody that always wore skirts started wearing pants," she said. "Then I was like, oh well, they know better." That was my attitude behind it at the time. Her sister felt similarly. "I remember when a couple close friends started wearing pants and I was like, so brokenhearted over it," Jinger recalled. "I remember crying over one friend just thinking, why are they doing that?" without even asking or hearing them out as to why. While Jinger has been wearing pants for some time, Jana revealed that she only took the leap 2 years ago. Her husband, Austin Forsyth, and their children played a role in the decision. "We wanted to know 100%. Is this something we're okay with for our family?" she explained. Jana went on to assure fans that she has no problem with the way she and her siblings were raised. "Nothing held me back," she said. "If I wanted to ride a bike, if I wanted to do anything, I could. I don't have any regrets, like, oh man, that was horrible. I know everybody's different, but for me, wearing pants wasn't that big of a pressure, I guess." She added that Forsyth, whom she wed in 2017, wants her to wear whatever she's comfortable with. 19 kids and counting. Alum Jinger Duggar recalls first time she told her parents she wears pants. Jinger, meanwhile, has been outspoken about her own fashion choices since releasing her 2021 memoir, The Hope We Hold. Modesty was a huge topic in our house, and we believed that wearing skirts instead of pants was a central part of being modest. But I wanted to discover for myself what the Bible had to say, she wrote at the time, revealing that she came to believe modesty wasn't only about what you wear, but was also about the position of your heart. Heartbreaking news. Jill Duggar mourns passing of a close family member, shares touching tribute. Jill Duggar is wearing her heart on her sleeve as she opens up to her Duggar News followers about a deeply personal and painful loss. She recently paid tribute after having a personal loss, and expressed how emotional and overwhelmed she was about this loss. The celeb appeared to be really vulnerable and heartbroken as she expressed her feelings. But that's not all. Jill's heartfelt tribute made viewers emotional, and they have been grabbing their tissue boxes as well. Her words touched many hearts. Is this true? What is this loss all about? What did Jill reveal? Keep on reading to learn more about Jill's personal loss. Duggar News. Jill Duggar talks about her compromised health amid high-risk pregnancy issues. Jill has been vocal about her ongoing issues in 2025, and she often talks about things that she has been facing with her Duggar News followers. She recently revealed that she wasn't trying for another child after she lost her baby girl. The celeb noted that she wasn't sure if she would even try to have another child in the future. Jill explained how all of her pregnancies and deliveries have a high risk, and there is a lot to consider before they actually plan to have a child. All of this came after the celeb was in her second trimester when she found out about the little one's stillbirth. She was in shock and still mourns the loss of her baby girl. Duggar News. Jill's husband loses his grandmother. Jill recently shared a heartbreaking post on social media about a personal loss. She revealed that her husband lost his grandmother and expressed how much pain she was in. The celeb noted that she missed her Mimi and revealed that all of Derek's family came together to mourn the loss. Jill recalled how they reflected on the beautiful life that the departed soul lived, as she would have turned 90 this year. The celeb further shared some snaps from the week. The first one features someone's hand holding a beautiful rose near the casket. The next one documents Jill's kids looking at some beautiful pictures of their great-grandmother. But that's not all. Jill further shared a picture of the family portrait that featured her husband during his childhood days. Several viewers took to the comment section and shared their condolences with the family. They even praised the way Jill was attached to her in-laws and paid tribute to them on social media. A user noted, "So sorry, praying for you guys. She was so beautiful." Another one added, "I'm so sorry about Derek's grandmother. May she rest in peace." Someone further commented, "Sorry for your loss, Derek and Jill." Hence, it is evident that viewers were equally devastated to know that Derek's grandmother was no longer alive, and she was about to turn 90 years old. Are you also praying for them? Do let us know in the comments section. Keep coming back to the TV season and spoilers for more updates. News. Jill Duggar's new hairdo causes backlash. Jill Duggar Dillard and her husband Derek were overjoyed when they found out they were expecting their fourth Childa baby girl. Her name would be Esla Marie Dillard, and she was already loved by her parents and her 3 older brothers. They eagerly waited for her arrival, dreaming of the day she would fill their home with her cries, her coos. But sometimes, life doesn't follow the plan. At a routine checkup, they heard the words no parent ever wants to hear: "There is no heartbeat." Their beautiful baby girl had died in the womb. She was stillborn just months before her expected birth. The couple shared their heartbreak publicly. "It is with heavy hearts that we announce the stillbirth of our beautiful baby girl, Isla Marie Dillard. From the moment we found out we were pregnant, we couldn't wait to meet our baby." They held a memorial service for Isla. There was a tiny white coffin, soft toys, handwritten notes, and pale pink flowers. Her name, Isla, meaning devoted to God, and Marie, meaning wished for child, reflected how deeply wanted and cherished she was. Jill and Derek's 3 sons had looked forward to meeting their baby sister. They never got the chance. "We will love you forever and hold you in our hearts until we hold you in heaven." Jill Duggar is one of the Duggars who has done the most whistleblowing out of the family. Duggar News followers understand it's not easy going after the people who raised her, but they have been appreciative of her for speaking her truth and calling out the problematic elements. Now, most of Jill's posts surround her home life, her loving husband Derek, and her beautiful kids. One of the major sources of Jill's income is her social media presence. Hence, she is constantly posting things and sharing highlights from her life for everyone's entertainment. However, her new post caused a massive uproar on the internet. So what exactly did Jill do which was so offensive?